Hi Cancer, welcome to your December 2020 reading. My name is Gemstone and this is a general guidance reading. In my pre-meditation, so what I do, or what I did, I should say, was I said Cancer, 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 and shuffled the deck, and these cards came out. So we're gonna get right into it. I hope you're doing well. Please let us know how you're doing if you feel compelled to do it. And before I start, actually, no, I'll add this when we actually do your reading. So this is just the vibe that I'm getting. And it's interesting because I was shuffling with a different deck earlier. And the vibe that I was getting from that was, what was the vibe? The vibe felt like there was this choice that needs to be made. And it's interesting because here we have another sense of a choice. There was a choice between, an emotional connection, like a choice between emotion and logic. That's what I felt. And the logic was towards building something externally, so putting your resources together to attain something externally. And then the emotional side was going towards emotional stability. It was like one was moving to the 10 of Cups and then the other was moving towards the 10 of Pentacles. So I don't know if at this time you are at odds with what you should put your time into. And I say that even more so with this Two of Pentacles, because I'm feeling this energy. Although this feels like it was in the past to what's happening here, someone was in this energy of not knowing what to put their time into, but the King of Cups, so emotional stability was chosen. What's in the way of this? What's in the way of accepting or seeing your emotional stability is your mental needs to be stable with, okay, so here's the King of Cups. I'm acting like you can see it. Here's the King of Cups. This is the focus here. You are emotionally stable, but I don't know if that is fully understood to you. After all, you are a Cancer, and moodiness, or I want to say the changing of the mood can change the changing of the moon can change your mood. So you come off moody, but you are adjusting to the moon phases and it changes. So I feel like maybe at this time you're questioning your emotional stability. And I'm getting confirmation on that you are emotionally stable, but this feels like the reading that I did earlier. This feels like the reading that I did. I did 2 meditative readings. This feels like that because emotionally you're good, but mentally I feel like there's this need for alignment. There's this need for alignment. And whenever I see a 4, I think of acceptance. So I feel like there's this need for alignment in that you need to accept, or you could, I can never tell you what to do, but you accepting your sense of emotional stability can alleviate your mental instability, because I feel like the mental instability is through doubt. And I say that here, it's like through doubt. So coming toward you is something that is a blessing. It's something that is going to be prosperous, or it's something that's going to be prosperous towards you. It's in a good place. It's in a good position. This is the blessing. And it's something active, something alive that can grow. It's being approached to you. But the next step here is you want to observe it a little bit more. And I don't know if the reason why you're hesitant is because you're doubting, or if it's just because you want to make sure. And this feels like you want to make sure mentally. Again, it does feel like doubt, which is going to lead to this. Well, doesn't feel like a bad thing either, though. It's going to lead to a more studious, calculated accounting. This is the accounting card to me. An accounting way of approaching the situation, divvying the pros and cons, the consequences, the blessings, looking at both sides of the situation and taking your time as you sift through what it is that you're receiving. So this is what came out in the meditative. And me just trying to align with your energy. And I also had this urge. So earlier today, I wanted to listen to the song. What is it called? It's called Somebody's Got to Win. Somebody's Got to Win. Someone else? Is it Somebody's Got to Win? Let me see, because I was just listening to it. Yep, Somebody's Gotta Win by The Controllers. I wanted to listen to it, but then that feeling subsided. And when I wanted to do your reading, I felt that feeling of wanting to hear it. And the song is about a heartbreak. So I don't know if you have gone through a heartbreak, you're currently going through one. Maybe I should say you are, with that need to listen to that song. But yes, we're going to get into your actual reading. Please let me know if the beginning part, if you have made it this far, please let me know if what was said earlier resonated in any way. Yes, I'm getting this vibe of oh my heart. Whew. Just got some anxiety. And you know what's so interesting too is the reason why I was pulled towards doing a meditative session. Usually I just do it with you here. I connect with you in this form, not prior. I just felt so, my senses, especially goosebumps, like my literal senses were on edge or very alert. I felt like something was coming. This anticipation of something. And seeing this 9 of Swords, it just gives me this vibe of stress. And it just feels like it's accumulating, it's mounting, and it's almost at the culmination, and it's becoming unbearable. Like when the sound goes out in a room, it's giving me that vibe. The tightest chest, no oxygen type of vibe. And then we were talking about emotional stability. Here is that mental decisiveness. So I don't know if you are in the midst of making a choice at this time and there's a need for you, because that could explain why there's so much anxiety and it's just mounting and mounting and mounting and all this doubt. But there's possibly a need for you to be decisive, need for you to be logical. The crystal that I felt today in my earlier meditation, just for my personal self, was fluorite, green fluorite to be exact. Where's the camera? It looks like the tastiest candy ever. It doesn't look so bright. Can this be brighter? Oh, it's the brightest. Yep, this is fluorite. And from the Book of Stones, the affirmation for it is, my mind and heart are awake, alert, clear, and active, working in unison to make the optimal choices for my life's purpose. And then I say that and this comes out again. Wow. And I'm telling you that I didn't pick this specifically for your reading. It just felt like the crystal for the day. That heavily aligns with what I'm feeling. This anxious vibe. All right, Cancer, let's get into your reading. Let's get into it. All messages are for Cancer's highest good. What does Cancer need to know for the month of December 2020? Although all readings are timeless. And the King of Pentacles was in reverse. So maybe there's this choice towards looking for emotional fulfillment as opposed to external security. And that goes back to that choice that I felt with the earlier cards in the Tower. So maybe the realization that chasing external things is not fulfilling and needing to go after emotional stability. It's connecting to the reading that I was telling you about, where there was a choice between the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords, and their backs were turned to each other. They both had different goals. One was the 10 of Cups, the other was the 10 of Pentacles. Again. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this deck in half and shuffle it. And I'm wearing Moonstone. I felt like, ooh, yeah, this is Moonstone here with aquamarine. Very Cancerian vibes, to be honest. Moonstone is the stone of the moon, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. And aquamarine is a throat chakra crystal that connects, it's kind of like turquoise in the idea that it connects the throat and the heart chakra together. Oh, and as I say, the heart chakra, the Three of Swords comes out. And then at the bottom, we have the Lovers. Okay, so this reading, it's like, when is it going to start? It's already started. What am I saying? The Three of Wands. Oh, man. So the vibe that I'm feeling is that there was an approach. This breakup took a long time. Okay, what I'm feeling is, let me turn them to you. And I'm seeing it this way. What I'm feeling at the end of it all is attracting new love. There's a fresh start to attract new love. The reason I feel that way is because I feel like, I'm not sure if it was you that was broken up with or someone broke up with you, but they did so they knew they wanted to do it before doing it, and they took a while to do it. There was a lot of time spent in the execution of this heartbreak here. Or maybe it is the healing of something. But it just makes me feel like the awareness of swords in your heart, the awareness of pain in your heart, took time to become aware. So I'm seeing it two ways. Someone approached a breakup and did it in an immature way, I want to say, or let me say that they didn't think so much about how the person would receive it, but they took time in figuring out if this was what they wanted. And in doing so, the reason why it feels not nice to the person that received the heartbreak is because they knew that something was wrong long before they mentioned it. So I could feel in this situation, the furnace just turned on. If you're hearing the sound of something that's other than my voice, it's the furnace. What I'm feeling is that the energy may have shifted in this connection and there was no explanation for it. But when someone received the awareness that, hey, this is not what I want to do anymore, it was like, that's what I felt back then. Like, this is what I felt. Now and then this is what I felt. So then continuing, it equals an opportunity to start over, an opportunity to go after something. I don't want to say to chase, because it doesn't feel like to chase, but the opportunity to be driven to something else. And that something else is leading you to attracting new love. And that's why I didn't want to say chase, because there's this vibe of it coming to you. Now, in another way, it feels like there was a slow and steady wins the race when it came to dealing with a heartbreak. And now you're in a space where you're open to new experiences. You're open to new experiences and you're looking out for them. And one of the new experiences is experiencing new love. That's what I'm feeling. All right. So many readings within the reading. Oh, we're at 13 minutes. All right, Cancer, let's go. Let's go. Tell me if you like the long readings or if the length of time matters to you. Actually, I should say it that way. All right. These messages are for Cancer's highest good. What is the theme of the month of December for Cancer? I'm going to keep going. I kind of want to change the deck. I'm going to change the deck. It's like, thank you. But let's go with this one that's easier to shuffle. And then we'll probe with that one, because it has a lot it wants to tell you. Okay. All messages are for Cancer's highest good. What do they need to know for the month of December? We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Month of December. Okay. And then I'm looking, and this is the only card in this deck that is face down. So that gives me the vibe that, there's a possibility that that tension is going to decrease. That is relieving. All messages are for Cancer's highest good. What do they need to know for the month of December? We're looking into their theme of the month. Cancer, I'm going to be presenting you a story. If it resonates, please take it. If it doesn't, please don't force it. All messages are for Cancer's highest good. What does December look like for Cancer? What is their theme? I also feel the need to mention here that everything is speculation. If it resonates, that's a different story. That's like truth to the soul, but it's all speculation. So take what resonates. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which was also one of the cards that came out for you when I did my meditative session. The theme of your month is here, and it is the Knight of Pages. The Knight of Wands. That's nice. In terms of feeling fresh and wanting to embark on something. All right, let's go to this deck that has so much to tell you. It's a probe. Let's put the Magician. Ooh, yes, that feels good. I'm feeling a sense of purpose with this Knight. And then also a sense of leaving behind something and being okay with it. We're probing the Knight of Wands for Cancer's December 2020 reading. What is the Knight of Wands here to show Cancer and I? What is the Knight of Wands here to show Cancer? Yeah, I feel like this is what's being left behind. Grief, like grieving over a relationship that's over. Or a connection that is over. I got this need to clarify. It may have been a situationship. Probing the Knight of Wands. Oh, goodness. For Cancer's 2020 December reading. What does Cancer need to know? Probing this Knight of Wands. But this so far feels like it's continuing where we left off with the cards before. Continuing after the Lovers. With the Ace of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Lovers, it feels like this is afterwards. It's like this sense of adventure, I wonder if you were in a relationship for a long period of time and now it's like getting back into the dating game. Getting back into, this feels like a love reading. Getting back into the dating scene. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups. So that feels cheerful, like a celebration. This came out in the same position. Interesting. There's this need for mental alignment. Okay. And look who's back. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is your focus at this time. I did it backwards so that you can see it in the right chronology. There's this sense of freedom. Like the focus of your month. The theme is adventure. The theme is embarking on something new, and the focus of that theme is embarking on something new to be free. What's in your way is your mind. And I feel like it's doubt. I feel like it's doubt. What's in your way is your mind, but what can help is alignment. I was drawn to this crystal again. The the affirmation. My mind and heart are awake, alert, clear, and active, working in unison to make the optimal choices for my life's purpose. There's this need for alignment here, mentally. There's need for alignment here because I feel like emotionally, you know how you feel, you know what you want emotionally, but mentally there's an adjustment because I feel like maybe, possibly, what you want emotionally now differs from how you see things mentally. Maybe it's not as logical as your mind would like it to be, and it's clearly an adjustment. What's working in your favor again is this voyage. I'm getting this energy of a voyage. Usually I see this card as a service. I usually see it from this perspective of the person taking the one on the road or taking them on the journey. But I'm feeling this energy here. But to both of them, it just feels like a mental voyage. I feel like this is the opening of your mind and it meets the water. It's like opening your mind and soul, your mind and heart, back to this crystal, this sense of opening. And now this is in the opposite position, or this is in a new position in that now you are going to have to think about, or going to possibly be thinking about, how to divide your time, what to focus your time on, time management. This is what I get from this, time management. But what we're going to do is probe further. Do we have enough space? No, I'm going to do it the way that I've been doing it. And we're going to focus, we're just going to go in order. We're going to go in order, Cancer. Okay. Getting some insight on the world. For Cancer's December 2020 reading. So these tarot cards are beautiful. Like here, this confidence in doing things on your own and being independent. They're beautiful. Just a lot to hold. A lot to hold. I see a card that doesn't belong in this deck. Yeah. So mentally, I felt someone ask, like, why not mention this card? The reason why was because I was comparing the Seven of Swords to the Seven of Swords in this deck, and it didn't feel like it was in here by accident. Like it was, I thought I took it out, but I know why I brought it in here, and I feel like this coming out is just confirming, yeah, it doesn't need to be talked about further than I've talked about it. It's not in relation to your reading. Energy is amazing. Sometimes as a tarot reader, you feel like maybe I shouldn't say that, and then something happens, a card flies out where it's like, actually, you need to say it now. Say it. They need to know. Someone is wondering. If you wondered why I didn't mention that card, please let me know in the comments down below. Because I felt the need to clarify all of a sudden. Or to explain. All right. The World. The Six of Swords. The World. Let's probe the world for further insight. We're probing the world for further insight for Cancers. December 2020 love reading. What is the world here to show us? And now that I'm seeing the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck with the Two of Pentacles here, I'm wondering if you are going to have options in the love department. more connections to foster. And now it's like you have to focus on your time management. Okay, I have to balance work. I have to balance this. I have to balance that. At the bottom of the deck, we have temperance. So there's a need for moderation. Let's see. The world, we have the Empress. We have the 9 of Wands. We have the 6 of Cups. And we have the 5 of Pentacles. The world here. So focusing on the love of life, focusing on enjoying life, and not so much on protecting yourself, not so much on being afraid of letting someone in because of your past. We're supposed to be fruitful in meeting, hearts meeting. So your heart and someone else's heart meeting in a kindred spirit type of connection. I feel in order for this to happen, though, there's this sense of balance that needs to be regained. Balance where? It feels like balance with your values. It feels like balance with your values. Balance with how you see yourself. This feels like you've left a relationship. I feel like, okay, so the feeling that I'm getting just in general, back to there's so many readings that took place. So I'm going to just talk and just go. I'm feeling that this energy, if this is the Cancer that I'm getting in this reading here, the Cancer left or was left in a relationship. And no matter what way it goes, there's healing that is taking place since that departure. And through this experience of having independence, through the experience of wanting to go on this voyage out, wanting to experience an adventurous life, it was like, oh, I can't wait. But as you experience more of your life, you're realizing that there's still things that need to be reconciled. There's still things that need to be worked on in order for you to experience all that you want in a harmonious way. So all of this is necessary, but the healing is still happening, is what I'm saying. But here, in terms of your freedom, because that is the focus to the theme, your freedom here, whenever you feel off kilter, whenever you feel yourself protecting yourself or hiding from someone, not allowing someone to come in, like putting walls up, you could think about what it is that you want. You want freedom to be free and enjoy the fruits that life has to offer, the love of life, enjoying the beauty of life. And I feel like this will help you stay in alignment with being free of anything that holds you down, being light. That's what I'm feeling for the world. Let's see for the Four of Swords. We have the 7 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Princess of Wands. Yep, this feels connected to that reading that I did with the Queen of Swords wanting, literally like this, the Queen of Swords wanting the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like your alignment right now is this could be you taking a chance. Maybe you're taking time off work. Maybe your focus feels like it's not on work. It feels like it's not on accumulating pentacles. It's not on making coins. It's not on money. It doesn't feel like that. Your feeling feels like experience. It feels like you want to experience things. And here, this feels like that. This is the experience. Like you can experience all these different things, new emotions, new waters to go into, new places emotionally, new connections. But here is that Queen of Swords. Logic. You need to think about this logically. You need to be logical. And her logic is in reference to building pentacles. This is what you need to be focused on, Cancer, says the Queen of Swords. And this is what is preventing this alignment from happening. Oh, I have to pay for that. I have to do that. I have to do that. Or it's more like, I had plans to do this by this time, so let me focus on that. Let me focus on that. And again, here we go with that feeling, that energy of exploration. So I see that the mind is at odds. We have every one of the suits. We have the cups, we have the swords, we have the pentacles, and we have the wands. So I can see that there's a lot of confusion. It's like water, motion, intuition, sensing, logic, thought, communication, building, pentacles, material, resources, practicality, and experience, purpose, drive. And in the end, it's like getting this Queen of Swords to see that everything is necessary. A balance is necessary versus focusing solely on the pentacles. Because when we usually focus on money in a way where we're scarce about it, we don't generate it. So it's like maybe in this exploration time, you will realize that you can make money in different ways, and you can make money by doing things that you love. But with this Four of Swords, I'm feeling there's a scattering of your energy, and there's a need to align them, and aligning them in a balanced way by validating your need for exploration at this time emotionally, your need for logic. So maybe implementing a doable plan for making X amount of money, but not making this your focus, can then help you get towards activating that fresh start that you, or that adventure that you want to go on without guilt. Because this feels like it's going to require your energy, your focus, versus you kind like multitasking. The multitasking isn't going to work here. It's not. Let's see this voyage mentally. The Six of Swords. We have the Ace of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. Two aces. Oh, this feels so good. Good. And again, look at that. We have Cups, Pentacles, Pentacle, Wands, and Swords. This is nice. This is nice. And it also so balanced in terms of the color. These go together. These go together. Very nice. So I feel like this can also be a timeline. This could also be a timeline if we're going to look at it and then see what's happening. So at first, initially, when I'm going to go on this voyage, like I want to go on an adventure, says the Cancer. Initially, when this was thought of, it was like, okay, this is what I'd like to do. And from there, freedom was the focus. Okay, so I want to be free. But you know what? I'm realizing that I still have healing to do, because I still feel the vibe of low self-esteem with the Five of Pentacles. I feel the vibe of low self-esteem. And it could be that you feel scarce. Yeah, it feels like insecure. And that insecurity is internal, which is affecting your money, which could be affecting your money, which is probably why there's this heavy focus on needing to make it externally. So I'm feeling that with the World, there's this focus of wanting to be free, but things from your past getting in the way. Now within this, we have the opportunity for a kindred spirit, a gentle and sweet connection. But we have to bypass or get past our emotional or our pre-wired defense mechanisms, and probably evaluate whether they need to be there or not in order to have this Six of Cups, this union. And it could be that you're just rekindling a relationship from someone that you know from the past. Regardless, in order for this to be in a fertile space, putting up walls out of defense is going to have to be disarmed. And in order to disarm that, recognizing that, yes, you were hurt in your past situation. Yes, there were things that took place that kind of made you question your value, but your value is what you think it is. And if you want to attract someone that you consider valuable to your life, you remembering that you're valuable will make that possible. So rooting yourself in understanding that you are an empress and there's this love of life, you attract love, you are abundant, it will help make this possible. So from the adventure, from this need for adventure came the reason why I want adventures, because I want freedom. And in that now it's like, but what's preventing me from having this adventure, from freedom? It's my mind, because I feel with my insecurity that I need to be focused on making money, even though I feel like my focus right now is experiencing new people, experiencing new things that are going to open myself up emotionally and probably work towards indirectly disarming my defense mechanism over time. But I feel this need to explore more. And the Queen of Swords goes, but is that necessary? And the Page of Wands says, yes, it is. So there is this need to balance that time management here, even though this is not the cards that we're going to probe for this, but it's like this time management between your heart, your mental, so your feelings, your mental space, your physical external resources, as well as your need for adventure, all need to be balanced in order for this adventure to be experienced in a level-headed way, in a way where you can put your intention into the experience versus worrying about it and being in your head like she is. And now with this, because it feels like, so here she is, and this is where she ends up in the Six of Swords. What this is going to do is balance that out with thoughts of love, with long-term plans of making money, investments, with long-term plans of creating stability, creating security financially, externally. And here that adventure is, it's like, okay, and while that is, it could be even that these long-term plans are going to fund that. I feel this sense of travel. And then at the end, there it is, clear thought. Clear thought. That's lovely. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Two of Pentacles. This time management with the Two of Wands. Am I holding this in the right direction? Death. The Two of Swords, three twos, and the Moon. So what I'm getting here is that you can't planning is great. And I know I just said time management. You can only plan so much is what I'm getting. You can only plan so much. You can only plan so much. There has to be room for life to happen. Because while we have two wands here, there is the path down the middle. So I feel, and there's a path right here. So I feel like there's going to be a time where you're going to have to trust. You're going to have to trust the path before you. And not get into that mind again where you start to overthink it. And this time it becomes even more detrimental, where you become stuck and paralyzed by your thoughts and unable to move forward. Because there's this embracing of the unknown, the embracing of not having it all figured out and not needing to know either, being guided by the moon, being guided by your nature, allowing your instincts and your intuition to guide you, mainly your intuition. Allowing your intuition and your senses, those senses that I was feeling, something was coming. It's like allowing that to guide you. And I feel like this Death card here is possibly the transformation from being more controlling, to being more open and allowing the flow of life to take place. Because we have three twos, three different decisions. It's like, how do I, this feels very practical. Very practical. Money. Time. Money and time. It feels Saturnian, like Saturn. Money and time, these fixed measures, although Saturn is not, well, anyway, I'm not going to get into the astrology part because I could go on a tangent forever. But it feels fixed and limited. And I'm seeing that within that fixed and limited, what's going to take place possibly is the opening of life to happen, the opening of things that you don't know to take place, a rebirth to allow that to happen and have you move from needing to know what you have to do towards being open to experiencing it, being open. That's so lovely because then it brings you right back to the world and being free again. Being free to focus on loving life versus needing to control it. we're going to recap. So here, I'm going to move these out of the way so that we can recap. So we had the Two of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the World, which can't be seen. There. And the Knight of Wands at the top. So again, I feel this energy of you coming out of a relationship, you coming out of confinement, you coming out of something that was solidified for some time. A long-term relationship is what I'm feeling. And now you're open to experiencing something new. In fact, you're wanting to do it. And now that I'm seeing all of this, I feel like there's a rush on your end at first. And there's this realization that things are going to happen in its time. But still, there's this drive towards experiencing something new. And the drive doesn't feel like it's rooted in you wanting to leave your past behind, but more so of letting it go and wanting to experience what it is. I feel like maybe you were in a relationship when you were young, and now that you are older than you were, because I feel like the relationship was like 5 years just came to my mind, but the relationship was for some time. Now you're older in a different space and you want to experience the life. You want to experience the world more. You want to experience the world more. And here, with this being the theme, the focus is to learn how to be free. This whole thing is teaching you how to be free. Here, the key to freedom is loving life. The key to freedom is getting to a place where you can love life, and not financially. It's more internally, mentally and emotionally, getting to a place where you can love life. I feel like emotionally you are getting that understanding, but mentally that's where the struggle is. And although I said the emotional part, there's still, of course, things to work on, things to grow, which is your sense of value. But still with that, there's this sense of emotionally you understand, and you are a Cancer after all. There's a lot of emotional intelligence with water signs just innately. So I feel like that is understood, but mentally there are things that require reprogramming. And what is interfering with this love of life is your past coming out at times that you didn't expect. Someone wants to get close to you now and you put up walls because you're afraid of being hurt. And also questioning your worth, questioning your appearance. I feel like it's like this questioning, like, is this okay? A lot of upward inflections. Like, is this all right? This is how I feel? It's like questions with the Five of Pentacles. Now, from this, you're moving into that mental space, realizing that this needs alignment. And the alignment is the balancing of all the different suits of the tarot, your emotions, your mind, your mental, your finances or material, the 3-dimension, as well as, I'm going to say, the material of the physical 3-dimension, as well as your drive to experience, your passion, your creativity, this drive, the fire within you. And all of them are active, but some are hyperactive than others. And the sum is the mental aspect in reference to creating some stability externally. Now, this person is looking for the 10 of Pentacles. So it feels like ambitious, but maybe you'll realize that you don't need 10 Pentacles right now. Maybe 6 is enough. So adjusting what it is that you have going on so that all of them can exist at once, and so that you can experience a well-balanced life where you're not focused too heavily on one suit, one area of your life. And through this mental alignment, you're going to go, or it seems like a mental journey, a mental voyage is going to be taken by you to balance that mind and heart now. So here it's just the mind, now it's the mind and heart. And again, we have that balancing of the four Pentacles, but now it's in a more mature state where now we have love personified. We have love personified. There's the building or the gift of self-love. Here we have established material, established wealth. Here we have a plan to travel, a plan to experience, a plan to do, a plan of action. And then here we have clear thought. And this all happens on this mental voyage that is going to take you on a riveting ride through your emotions, combining the mind and the heart. And while you go through this, you'll realize or come to a place where a decision of how you want to divide your time is going to be posed. And through that, a transformation is going to take place with you taking this path here, where it's a dark path. It's a path of unknown, and being okay with that, accepting the fact that you don't know everything. Cancers are cardinal, and cardinal energy is usually to move. So to be in a place where you are being moved, that's going to require an adjustment. But getting to a place where you can be moved, where you don't need to know all the details, and you can continue forward without having a full itinerary and still be excited. Like not pouting along the way because you don't know, but more excited, like, okay, like what's going to happen? What's going to happen? More curiosity, more excitement, more wonder. That was lovely, Cancer. I feel like I want to leave it here, but what I will do is make these piles. And I'm going to get into this to see if there's anything. And we have romantic love at the bottom. Romantic love says, the frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with the reflection of a cosmic lover. Through the experience and reflection. And I feel like you're learning to be that for yourself at this time so that you can experience that. Because I feel very heavily that someone from your past is going to come. Someone from your past is going to make their way to you. Or you're attracting each other. Either way, someone from your past might be coming to you. Let's see. For Cancer, to end their reading, what do they need to know? What messages from the universe do we have for Cancer? I feel like that's a message because it almost fell out. Prosperity. That's lovely. What messages do they need to know? Okay, so transition we have at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to read the cards that fell out along with prosperity. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence, our lives. Sorry, let's repeat that. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence in our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. I feel that very heavily. I realize this is not harder. No, it's this that needs to be different. I feel that heavily with this pile here. The idea of transitioning with ease and grace. Prosperity. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. Wow. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. Cancer. Look at that. That feels so aligned and not in need of an explanation. We have the heart, solar plexus chakra. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution to the whole is. Feeling that with the sense of insecurity or the sense of not knowing the values that I was feeling with the Five of Pentacles, I feel like that can really help. We have soul time here. Soul time, the frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the searched up this word. Corporeal body. So that's our physical body or mortal body. While the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. So moving, I'm getting that energy again of moving out with the focus of the 3-dimension and moving more towards your feelings and aligning that mind. Discernment. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. Last but not least, we have delight. Delight. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we invoke in others. Beautiful. Cancer, this feels like it's going to take you on a ride that's going to, we're at 50 minutes. It's going to take you on a ride where your emotions are going to be tested, your mind's going to be tested, your physical world is going to be tested as well as your drive. But I feel like what's at the end of this is so beautiful. Hang in there, you got this. All right, this is a super long reading. Please let me know. Usually, this is the longest reading I've ever done. But yes, take care of yourself, Cancer, and I'll see you in your next reading. All right, take care.